What if you could erase your worst memories? Not just forget them, but completely wipe them from your existence. This is the story of Alex, a simple stickman whose life was drawn with lines of regret. The heaviest line was the memory of a fight with his best friend, Leo, a fight that ended everything. Alex would sit for hours, the memory playing on a loop, wishing he could just erase it. One day, while sketching his frustration in a notebook, he found a small pink eraser he'd never seen before. He scribbled over the drawing of their argument, pressing down hard until the paper was clean. And then, something strange happened. A fog rolled through his mind, blurring the sharp edges of the memory. The anger, the shouting, the slam of the door, it all faded into a dull, distant hum. He felt light. The eraser didn't just work on paper, it worked on him. At first, it was bliss. The embarrassing fall in class, gone. The failed test that made him feel worthless, erased. Every awkward moment, every ounce of shame, every painful word, he wiped them all away. He became a perfectly smooth, clean slate. He walked with a hollow smile, mistaking emptiness for peace. Then he saw Leo across the street. He felt nothing. No guilt, no sadness, but also no warmth. No memory of scraped knees, shared secrets, or laughing until they couldn't breathe. He just saw a stranger who looked back at him with a confused, hurt expression before turning away. Later that day, Alex visited his grandmother. She was holding a faded photograph. "This," she said, her voice soft, "was the day your grandfather and I had our biggest fight. I was so angry, I thought I'd never forgive him." She smiled. But it was also the day we learned how much we needed each other. The making up, that was the best part. She traced a crease in the photo. "Our scars, Alex, they tell our story. They prove that we lived, that we loved enough to get hurt, and that we were strong enough to heal." In that moment, Alex felt a cold, vast emptiness. He hadn't erased his pain. He had erased his story. He realized the eraser hadn't removed the hurt. It had removed the lessons. It had stolen the growth that came from surviving the fall. The pain was a signpost, not a prison. He raced home, trying desperately to remember, to feel something again. But he couldn't unerase. The memories were gone. So he picked up a pencil and began to draw. He drew the fight with Leo, not from memory, but from the aching void in his chest. He drew the good times he could barely recall, piecing together the ghost of their friendship. He walked to Leo's house, holding the new drawing. His voice trembled. I made myself forget, because it hurt too much. But I remember how it felt to lose you. I remember you were my best friend, and I'm sorry." Leo looked at the drawing, at the raw, honest lines of regret and hope, and for the first time in a long time, he smiled. They began to rebuild, not on a foundation of forgotten pain, but on a new promise. Alex stopped erasing. He started drawing everything, the laughter, the tears, the mistakes, the triumphs, understanding that every line, perfect or messy, was his. He learned that a life without scars is a life without a story, that our deepest pains are often tethered to our greatest loves. So if you had the chance to erase your pain, would you also be willing to erase the person it taught you to become?